Good morning, good morning. We are sleeping with our air conditioner on. A week ago, it was freezing, literally. Not even a week ago. Last night, well, we would sleep with our air conditioner, but our brand new unit doesn't work. So they're coming out today to figure out what's wrong with it. We turned it on last night, about 7:30-ish. And like 8:30, I'm like, God, I'm hot. I must be having a hot flash. I'm hot. And, of course, you know, the husband makes some derogatory remarks like, Gunner, your mama's hot. She thinks she's hot. And it goes on and on. It's okay. It's okay, because I give it right back. And I'm like, no, it's really hot in here. He goes, it is kind of hot. He goes, well, what did you set the thermostat at? Because I was the one that turned it on. And he went in behind me and checked it because it was the first time we both used the new thermostat. And I said, I don't remember, but it wasn't this hot. And he goes and looks at it. He goes, well, no wonder. It's 80 degrees in here. He said, I thought you turned it on. I said, I did. It's running. I can hear it. Anyhow, so he messed with it. He goes, let me get out the instructions when all else fails. Of course, it has an app that you're supposed to hook it all up to on your phone. We're not doing that. We're trying to do it by the button way on the wall, the old-fashioned way. And anyhow, they're coming out here today to see if the air part is even hooked up, because in the South, I don't know if all of them are like this, but we have heat and air pumps. It's all one unit. And anyhow, we just had to replace this one. So it's like, I don't know. Oh, I got a little bit of a lump here. That's okay. We're only going this far. This is our last day in this journal. Because I never did figure this out. Okay, we're making command decisions here. This is AD. After oh dear. I don't know. We're just going to put these letters here. Oh, those are both my last names. It is Allen. It used to be another one that began with a D. So, okay. This is my collage. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I've lost my mind. Okay, so today, I had mentioned yesterday that I was doing something along the lines of this dude. Am I in frame? Yeah. Okay. This dude, I hate that word. This lovely bluebell. Oh, I like the pansies. Sidetracked. Anyhow, so I am going to do something like that, but it's a totally different type of flower and a whole different family of colors. In the West, I don't know how far west. Well, I don't know how far east it goes. I know where I grew up on the coast of California, we had what we called rattlesnake grass, and my mom used to pick it, and it would dry. It looks dry already. It's kind of like a wheat-looking type grass, but this petal section here is a mustardy, this color, and it looks like a rattlesnake tail, the little segments of a rattlesnake tail. And we used to have it in a vase somewhere in our house, always growing up. And so I'm going to do rattlesnake grass in an effort to try to do another flower. But it looks just like this, except it's all wheat colors. And so I cheated again on the title, like I did yesterday. No long names for Beth. If she has to make her own alphabet and her own letters every day. But I should have put another S right here. Oh well. Rattlesnake grass. I don't know if that's the actual name for it. That's what we always called it. I think it is, but don't quote me on that because, you know, sometimes I don't have a clue as to what I'm talking about. But I can use like these scraps. In fact, let me just see if I can. I don't think I'm going to get all the segments, but I might can get the right shape and put the segments in. Is that cheating? No. It's artistic license. We had, my mom and dad had antiques for all of our furniture, pretty much. And the dried rattlesnake grass was just really pretty on certain pieces, especially like the one I have of theirs. I have a washstand. And it's a really pretty light oak. I don't even know where they got that washstand from. But, oh, well, maybe I can do the segments. It's kind of looking like a rattlesnake tail. This is an up close one. But it has a really pretty marble top, which now it's on its second version of marble top because the other one broke. But the light oak color just looked, I just always thought it was pretty. And then sometimes she would put it on a hall tree that my dad recreated. In Petaluma, there used to be this store that we would go to, and they had candy in there, little chocolate wafers. God, that was like in the trenches of my vast brain. That was about 50 years ago. We would go up there, and we'd get chocolate, and we were used to walking around antique stores. People would go, oh God, 3 little girls. And no, my mom ran a tight ship. Girls, hands behind your back. And we went in the store, and we never touched a thing. We never picked up anything. And we got complimented all the time. It's like, oh my goodness, I wish every child that came in here acted like that. And my mom says, well, they live with antiques. They know about it. In fact, my first husband, when we were kids, yeah, we knew each other from like 4 on. And the first time they came to our house, he had a brother that was a year apart, and we were all a year apart. And his mom, my ex-mother-in-law, started picking things up. Okay, these need to come up if the boys are going to be here. Blah, blah. My mom's like, no. My girls don't touch them. Your boys, well, they didn't. They never broke anything, I don't think. But they were like, what is all this? I remember one time we were, I don't remember, we were camping somewhere, and we went to an antique store, and I started weaving, and my mom grabbed me and took me outside. She's like, what is wrong with you? I said, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to faint. Or at that point, I didn't know what fainting felt like. I was probably like 11 or 12. And I got in trouble, of course, because I went off the routine of marching in like little soldiers and, you know, not disturbing anything. And I said, I don't know. So I still do that to this day. I think I'm claustrophobic a tad, or certain smells, like antiques quite frequently are on, you know, have old musty smells to them. And it didn't always quite look just like that, but we're going with it for that one. But anyhow, my mom was like, if you feel like you're going to faint, let me know. And there are times I was in Lake Tahoe with a friend after it was a holiday weekend, and we drove up there, a friend from work, and we were in a casino, and it was a very low casino, and this was after I had been here for a while. I went home for a year and a half or so, and so I was like old enough to drink, probably like 22-ish, 22-ish. And I didn't catch myself quick enough and I fainted. And of course, I came to in this room with all these men taking off their belts on their pants. And I'm like, I have died and gone to heaven. No. But I'm like, where the heck? I mean, I was so painfully shy. I'm like, where the heck am I? And my friend was there and she goes, you fainted. She said, we're in the room and it's shift change for security. And they were taking off all their belts where they had guns and stuff. And I'm like, oh. And they brought me some orange juice and she goes, here, drink this. And of course, the casino was worried because they were afraid, something was wrong. I'm like, no, I just fainted. I'll be okay. Of course, I was mortified that I had to explain that to people. I don't know what that has to do with rattlesnake grass. But sometimes you don't know where you're going to be when you wake up if you faint. And I really never, ever, now I know, have ever passed out again completely like that. I can stop myself and go outside or get some air. Now, I do know fumes have a lot to do with it. So in those days, I think you could still smoke inside the casinos. And, but we were, when we got married, we went to Grand Cayman for our honeymoon, which that was planned before we got engaged, which was only 2.5 weeks before then. We had a very simple, small wedding, just at the church with family. And then we had a little party here. That was it. And, we got stuck in Miami and on a layover. And Miami Airport is a shallow bowl and it's below, like where you sit is above the airport quite a bit more than normal. And, or at least that's what it felt like. And I was very nauseous. And I was nauseous like the first 2 days of our honeymoon. It took a long time. When we went to Alaska, we were on a train. We were doing this tour group thing. And we flew into San Francisco. The tour group, the group had like 2.5 days in San Francisco. Well, my mom and dad took us around San Francisco. So we kind of diverted from the tour in the very beginning. And then we caught the Amtrak in Oakland and went up to Vancouver where we caught the boat and went on to Alaska. And then we came back on a bus and went across the top of Canada or the bottom of Canada or, whatever you want to call it. And I don't call it that. I call it Canada. And then we dropped down and came into wherever the Grand Coulee Dam is. I think it was Grand Coulee. And then Yellowstone. And then we flew home. We drove on to Salt Lake City and then flew home from Salt Lake City. But anyhow, on that Amtrak, we had to wait for like 2 hours in a confined area that had all the fumes from the trains at the train station, I guess, in Oakland. And I was nauseous then. I threw up about the entire Amtrak ride. And some of the people that we met, because it was a tour group from here, actually they live on the other side of the lake. It was 2 sisters that we really hung around with. And Ken, my husband, was at the bar most of the time while I was in the cabin throwing up. And they go, is she pregnant? He goes, good God, no. He said, I don't know what's wrong with her. He said, there's something about fumes and she's very sick. So he would bring me like soup, broth, basically. I tried to drink it. I'm like, I can't. But once we got off the boat, off the train, I was fine. Something about fumes. And now, since I got sick right before we went to England. That smells. I'm hypersensitive to a ton of smells still. And that was going through the airport in Dublin. We switched planes in Dublin. It was like, oh, it dumped us right out in the perfume department. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. It's like I'm going to lose everything. We came back through Dublin. I'm like, okay, let's make a beeline through the perfume department. And now, if people have a ton of perfume or aftershave on, I was like, oh God, I got to get out of here. Something happened when I had food poisoning or whatever we had. Hypersensitive to smell. Either that or I'm just a delicate flower. I'm not a rattlesnake grass kind of lady. I'm a delicate, delicate flower. That's the one thing with daffodils. We have a ton of them popping up all of a sudden. Not a ton, but places where they haven't grown in a couple of years. And if you pick them, they wilt or whatever within like 12 hours. My mom could never convince my dad of that. And he would pick her the daffodil and bring it in, and like within the end of the day, it was gone. Like, just have to keep walking outside and looking at them. But yeah, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. It's warm, but it's supposed to drop. It's supposed to drop dramatically from what this is, but we won't have, I think we'll have freezing nights, but it'll get back up into the high 40s, low 50s, which is pretty normal for us in the winter. But we're getting down to the tail end of winter. Oh, I like this. I'm going to try to make some kind of stem. Not stem, but leaves. That's kind of pretty, actually. Okay. Ooh. That's blue. I'm looking for pale green. No, it really needs to be like a straw. They almost look like straw flowers, but they're not. I don't want it to look like candy corn. I think I'm going to have to alter these leaves a little bit. My husband pounds on his keyboard. I can hear him pounding down the hall on his keyboard. Bam, 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 bam. Like, how mad are you at your clients or the state for not doing what you tell them to do? He said, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you're pounding on your keyboard. He said, Gunner, I don't pound on my keyboard. I'm like, yes, you do. These are not Halloween flowers. This is rattlesnake grass. In hindsight, I probably should have colored this a little bit darker before I cut it all up, but c'est la vie. I have thoroughly enjoyed this kind of little activity here, study about collage and realizing a little bit more than I knew before, and conquered a couple fears. And I'm better. I have improved. Not perfect, but I have improved. That was the goal. Yesterday, when I was showing you my picture from Thomas Kincaid painting, and those are originals, those are not lithographs or whatever. I hinted at that. I can't remember if the frame was with the painting or my mom and dad's friend framed it for us. But that friend was a carpenter, and he was excellent. And somehow, in the very beginning of Steven Spielberg's journey in Northern California, Industrial Light and Magic, he had a house that he was remodeling, or he wasn't, but he was having people do it for him. And our friends redid the kitchen cabinets and built new ones. And he's like, this man's going places. No kidding. He said, he's from Hollywood. And that by that time, American Graffiti was already out. And that was filmed in San Rafael, which was a lot of it. Some of it in Modesto. But that's where he grew up, was in Modesto, Steven Spielberg. And so that was his area. In the middle of farm country, especially back then. I like this. Simple, 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 simple. But effective. So tomorrow I'm starting a new journal. And I would tell you what it is. Well, no, I like to surprise them. But I'm completely not sure how I'm going to do it yet. Which I don't like to think out every nook and cranny of the journal. I like it to evolve and work intuitively. But this has been very fun. Rattlesnake grass. Yellowstone hot springs. I still like that. Puppy dogs. This is my favorite. Glacier. Yes, these would make great quilts. American River. I love this little guy. This right here in a quilt, minus that person, would be fabulous. Bodega Bay. I happen to be going to a quilt retreat. California. Took me a minute there. California. This is Collage 2.0. This is where I kind of applied techniques that I've learned along the way to landscapes, not dogs. Oh, I love this one too. Pop-Up Poppies. Birds of a Feather. Love these guys. Bug's Life. Love these guys. I like the whimsical and I like the landscape. We the People. I like these guys, but I need to, these are not completely up to what I want them to be, but they're better than I used to be able to do. Leaves, I love these guys. I never did do that leaf page. I love the grays and greens and blues and water. Boulders and mountains. Trees. I got the trees mastered. I never did do a heron. I never did a fancy house. And I never did a cheese plant or fall leaves. But there are some extra pages here. No, there aren't. There's 1, 2. Yeah, there are 3. There's a couple pages. So maybe on a boring day, I'll pick this back up. It needs a cover. March into Collage. Maybe we'll do that. Sort of. I'm just going to put a Post-it on it for now. March into Collage, which takes us up to the 1st of March. New project starting tomorrow. Do I have all my supply? I don't have a clue as to how I'm going to approach this project. But all of this, I know it's heavy. All of this is somehow perhaps going to be used. There's a couple pieces here. This might fold into the next project. And I got a ton of paper, so it might be used. The paper is going to continue somehow, some way, because I got tons of it. And I painted more yesterday, and I might paint more today outside because it's nice. We don't get to do that all the time. Yeah. The paper kit is here. The paper kit is here. And I have some little pieces and big pieces. And we are going to work on shrinking that pile one way or another. I'm going to get you. And I got my stamps right here. I got paint right here. Neocolor 2s, tempera paint sticks, and Stabilos behind me. And I know where all my scissors are and my ruler. Glue sticks at the ready. Yellow paints. Ooh, I don't know if I showed y'all these. There's my white tempera paint stick. Where have you been all my life? Okay. Found my white tempera paint stick. But I got 2 more art graphs. I don't know what color these are. Red. Ooh. These came from Portuguese Pencil Factory. Made in Portugal. I saw somebody. In fact, let's play a little bit with that right now. So now I have 3 of them. You can buy them in sets or single. And they're like $10, which is, to me, a lot. This is called dark brown. But they last for a very long time. And they are water soluble. And quite... I like using them, but I haven't tried these 2. So, I only had some paper. I want white because I kind of want to see how they perform. But I saw somebody using the black one or this dark brown as kind of like a paint block. Kind of like a watercolor block. I'm like, really? Okay, this is kind of a big brush. But she was drawing with it. Oh, that's a pretty color. Dark brown. Boy, and there's lots of pigment there. Lots of pigment. I wonder about this red. And this morning I was reminded about these because I was watching an old, it may have been today's video. She has her videos come out on Thursday. I love this red. She was using one. She was using a color like that to draw. It was today because she was drawing boats, painting boats. And she kind of went in. These colors, I love these colors. I love a bright bright, splashy color block, but I love these natural things too. They're not things. Sorry. Tones and shades and hues and all of that. They dry nice too. They are messy, but I love these things. And never mind. I was going to say something, but it's too political. How do you get them back in their little pockets? Just like that. As you can tell, this one is well loved. I saw a lady that has her studio in the Arts District in Asheville, and she said they are back open. So those people must have been well insured there and ready to go. Where's my husband going? I haven't been walking lately. But anyhow, we'll try to work with this next project too. So this guy's going on the, he's not going far because I might finish some more pages in there. One way or another here and there. Okay, I think I've ran my mouth long enough. I see stuff laying here. Oh, this is my Velcro. This needs to go back in my sewing stuff. I got my suitcase packed for the quilting retreat. Entirely too early, but that's okay. Actually, not really. Because I have another event happening before we go to the airport. Before I go to the airport. So I've been pre-packing everything. It's ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to go sew for like 5 straight days. Not crazy about flying at the moment, but I better make sure I have Dramamine. Might need it this go around. Might need to stay alert, actually. Which, it's an easy flight this go around because I'm leaving for Myrtle Beach. So, Myrtle Beach to Charlotte. Ooh, literally. Even closer than Columbia to Atlanta. But, and then on to Kansas City. Kansas City. And a rental car. I continue to just pick stuff up here. And throw it away. What is this? A penny for your petals. Huh. That's just laying here. I don't know what it means. Here's my dog and cat / dog stencils. I don't think I'm going to keep these. I don't like them. Okay. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, that's nice paper. Okay. I'm stopping. I'm just rattling. Okay. Tomorrow's Friday for y'all. Today is Friday for y'all. Tomorrow for me. Ooh. Hey, I didn't know what I was going to do my next journal in, but I might use one of these. Ooh. I know I have a couple more. I say I do. Let me see what's over here on this shelf. Huh. I say I do. I have a couple of these from different places. All right, I'm going to look. I might do it in here. I've done some mixed media. Maybe I'll use this one. This one was started for something, and I never followed through. Ooh, yeah, let's use this one. There's some good stuff in here I can work off of. I want to just do a mixed media project. I have Christmas stuff on here. I was going to do a Christmas journal. But this is an advertising catalog. It's mostly like contractors and interior decorators and really expensive stores. This is the Asheville one. Shannon Green turned me on to these scout guides, and they're expensive to have one in your town. You have to have a good group of people that can afford to spend. It's super thick paper, and it's matte. But she alters them. And like fine art gallery, lofts, weddings and events, lighting. Oh no, that's an upscale salon, it says. But these are fun to work on, and just pick something out of it and work off of it, like that right there, or this pretty color. These are all wedding and lifestyle photography. But they're really expensive. But different cities have them. And I've just put some paper in here. I don't know if I want to cover that one up. But, well, it's from a tablet. I have another one. And just kind of work off of this. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Because I wasn't sure how I was going to... That's half the battle for me as I continue to talk. That's another battle. How am I going to use a traveler's notebook? I love, hands down, traveler's notebook, my favorite. But I also like working in different sizes, different shapes, different paper. And this is 7 by almost 10. So that's what, okay, that solidifies that. Phew, stop talking, lady. Okay, see you all. Oh gosh, this guy's right here. I love it. I love this. I'm loving the one I'm making now, working in, prepping and planning. I plan, and I usually don't follow through with any of it. But I don't like to plan. But I do like to can. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.